Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Saglitch, aka Sag, and I'm bringing you some domination gameplay. But in all reality, guys, it is time to say goodbye to Advanced Warfare, and this is going to be somewhat of a farewell, homage to Advanced Warfare. Got some good things to say, got some little bit of gripes, but hey, what game doesn't have its pros and cons? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get into it, guys, and let's talk about this game. And if you guys want to, you don't necessarily have to watch the gameplay if you're not into it anymore. I know Black Ops 3 is being shown on a couple channels, so but if you want, just kind of minimize this, make sure it's still playing, and listen to basically what I have to say if you want. Um, so let's start out with Advanced Warfare, and let's face it, in all Call of Duties, the multiplayer aspect is what people are really getting into. That's the reason why they really buy it. Yeah, the story's great, the campaign's great, zombies are great, but the multiplayer aspect is the biggest part of selling a Call of Duty title. So with the multiplayer aspect, this time around, Activision has brought us something to the multiplayer that no other title in the franchise has yet. Vertical play was something that the multiplayer brought that added a whole new level of competitiveness. At first, it was great. Just a little boost above, sideways, backwards in a fight could give you that edge needed to win. As most things, this did not. This did have a pro con aspect. For those still playing, there are some players that have a bunny disease that only allows the players to be able to jump up and down at all times. This creates a feeling of uneasiness or rage depending on your overcorrectness of shooting. Overall, though, I feel that the positives outweigh the negatives in the multiplayer for Activision to get a thumbs up for what they implemented. Alright, guys, let's talk about maps. From experience, I've only paid for the first map pack in this game, so it might be a little short for the complete map perspective. But this is a general aspect for the maps overall. For the most part, the maps were on the smaller side compared to the maps in the past titles. And let's start with the original maps: Retreat, Riot, Ascend, Comeback, Instinct, Recovery, Terrace, Detroit, and Solar. Pretty good amount of maps right there to start off with without having to, buy a map pack or the season pass. Relatively speaking, these maps had their own unique feel, but some I enjoyed more than others, as most players would. Riot, Retreat, and Terrace were my personal top three, and coming from a domination standpoint, I feel as though these were the most balanced maps. These are where the checkpoints and lockdowns meant the most. Teams that controlled the B flag were the teams that come out victorious, and these allowed those who ran big kill streak or score streaks to rain down as much terror as they would like. Ascend was very small with tight quarters. There was a maze underneath the map where you could traverse from one side to another, unaccountable for. Recovery would have been a great map if only the earthquake and the change of map dynamic was not used properly. The map was well executed, but felt as though these could have turned into two separate maps since there was no smooth transition into the second part. Comeback, or should I say the B push map, is a decent map if you are able to stick to the outside of the map. The center is a death trap. Also, Walker tanks are the map's kill or score streak, and you receive them via care package. And those received could be gotten. They could be received more than once, which can benefit one team twice, or it can switch the momentum to the other team. I will give the map makers an A for effort, but a C plus for efficiency. There are many things done correctly and brought some good moments for combat, but other times the maps felt somewhat awkward or clunky in some aspects. Although it is a mediocre grade, I felt as though it could be looked at as something they did not to do too many things wrong. just as though if they slowed it down and really thought of how the maps could integrate different aspects into each game mode, that would feel that the players could dive even deeper into immersiveness of multiplayer and be more grateful for what they have. Weapons. Alright guys, let me start out by saying this. The developers and designers need to stand their ground. I understand the customer is always right, but sometimes the customers are a little crazy for the demands they make with the company. The tinkering of the stats, the nerf, the buff, they need to relax. I am all for the making of great guns, but I know that each subgenre of guns will have their own purpose. I'm not opposed to those guns that will be dubbed juggernauts in the community. I feel as though to make yourself an even better player, players need to find the ways to counterbalance the guns which seem to reign on multiplayer. I encourage the challenge to find your own personal class which you do best with and allow the chance to tweak your own creative class. That's why it's there. One new aspect of the game that the developers have brought in was that of the variant of each gun with their own settings, whether it falls under enlisted, professional, or elite, with elite being the best option. The two biggest guns and which players seem to stick with on multiplayer would be that of the ASM-1 Speakeasy or the BAL-27 Obsidian Steed. With that being said, the AK-12 RIP was being in the shadow of those two weapons. Supply drops added a chance to get weapons, camos, and much more. I like the possibility to have the chance to unlock something different with each box. It is almost like a game of luck. Another game which seems to have a huge following for the unboxes is that of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Many players have criticized Activision for putting this microtransaction trick to grab money from the players, but why get mad at a company that tries to increase their revenue? All in all, players make the decisions to buy these supply drops. It is not pay to win, and it is their personal option. Alright, of course, we all know about score streaks in the game, whether you run them or not. It's not necessarily, it depends on what you're going for. So score streaks. Nothing really prepared me for the score streaks in this game. Some were very useful, some very annoying. The biggest thing about score streaks is that of the ability to put modules on each score streak, and each score streak could run up to 3 modules at 3 modules tops. Many times I caught myself using the wild card just to give me another score streak, and most of my score streaks that I use would have the 3 modules attached. Each score streak had a base score, but putting the modules to tweak your score streak would increase the amount the score streak was worth, and that is understandable to me. The score streaks were score based, and playing the objective was definitely encouraged by the developers, which for me is a big thing since I am an objective based game mode whore, I guess you would say. I just don't find much fun in TDM or free for all as I used to. But with that being said, the two most annoying score streaks, for me at least, would be that of assault drones with the rockets and AI module attached to them, and or the system hack. And the system hack could be just the base system hack or any attachments you brought on it. It annoyed the crap out of me. It just, at first it was way overpowered, then it buffed it back, and then it nerfed it again. So you never knew what system hack you were really getting. These two score streaks were the most discussed between myself and friends, and I can only assume what the rest of the community thought of how bad they were or how annoying they were. Hands down, the recon drone was the most useless for those who played and looked for high kill gameplays. I mean, other than showing teammates where they are on the map, what really did it do? The most inventive score streak was that of the Goliath. I mean, who doesn't like being a mech with the ability to hold down objectives and rain absolute terror on those in close range maps? The most utilized score streak would be that of the Warbird. You attach aggressor, rockets, and extra time on the score streak, and the thoughts of the high score unlock will waste away as opponents look up at you in the heavens as you are the death dealer, and they're begging for your mercy. I mean, I can only imagine where I would be in some of my gameplays if I didn't have these attachments on it. Alright, let's kind of transition from one side of the aspect. That's really all I'm going to get to into multiplayer. That's really as a objective based kind of deal with me. I enjoyed the multiplayer in Advanced Warfare. I felt they did a great job. Of course, there's always going to be some gripes, complaints, but were they really needed there? Most of them, I don't think so. But let's go to what could have been possibly something a lot bigger than what it was. Let's go to Exo Zombies. Guys, when we first heard about Exo Zombies, for those who in the community who are zombie lovers, they play the game, but yet they enjoy the offset of zombies. I myself have been hooked since World at War. Black Ops 2, the transit system kind of brought me away from it. But I was so excited to see that, hey, they have zombies. These zombies are different. So let's get into it. So Activision tried to take on the zombie genre in Advanced Warfare when they brought us Exo Zombies. This is something no one saw coming, and Activision definitely rode the hype train from the previous titles like World at War, Black Ops, and Black Ops 2. Not sure when the reveal came out, if we got the information immediately, but no one was expecting this game mode in the beginning. What can I say about this mode? What I can say about this mode is that it definitely was not the same zombie mode from before. These zombies were fast moving, some having the ability to EMP players, some having the ability to infect players, and other specialty zombies. Storyline. Guys, I'm a sucker for a storyline. I love the fact that you can immerse yourself into something that can be used as, as a story, more or less, of characters, and that you can immerse yourself into that story. Following the tradition of multiplayer zombies, there are 4 characters in which players can play as. These characters are that of Atlas employees, or should I say former Atlas employees? I mean, really, do companies still exist in a zombie apocalypse? Yeah, you never know. Alright, anyways, the characters are Oz, voiced by John Malkovich, Khan, voiced by Bill Paxton, Lilith, voiced by Rose McGowan, or Decker, voiced by John Berthal, who seemed to fit right in place since he did just get done filming the season with The Walking Dead. I mean, honestly, this is one of the biggest names of zombies to come out. Other than, I think the other biggest named zombie map was that of Call of the Dead, with Sarah Michelle Gellar, Michael Rooker, George A. Romero. I can't remember the other 2 guys, but yeah. So I mean, that was the other map that had big name stars or actors and actresses in it. All right, the characters were all Atlas employees from all spectrums of the company. Oz was a sanitation worker, Khan an overseer in the Atlas Corporation, Lilith, an operations expert, and also Decker, who was the former head of the security team. I like the fact that these characters were placed in the story in the story. In the past, one could argue that there was no technical storyline, but there's no denying it in Exo Zombies. The Atlas Corporation has tried to cover up their mistakes, and these guys have to make it out alive. The story takes a little twist when Oz is later found to be dead, then resurrected in the further maps. I like that Activision tried to give us zombie lovers something different to crave our hunger for a zombie game mode, and many people complained because it was not the what we were used to in the community. It was not the traditional zombies. I feel as though the judgment was handed out under a little of false pretenses. They never said that this game mode would be anything like the past, and I feel that it might have been received a little bit better if players would take it how it really is, something different. The Easter eggs were there, and ever since Black Ops 1, there have been some sort of Easter egg. I feel as though that Activision put this at a whole new level and wanted those people who crave something to actually have to fight and get this. I've watched multiple videos on the character ship, for example, for those trophy hunters to get these trophies and have to cut, edit, and compile hours of work just in a 20-minute video. Kudos to them. I'm not one that's going to do it. I don't have the time or the passion to complete something like that. Alright guys, time for another little bit of transition here. Now we are really going to... I'm not really getting into the campaign because, to be honest with you, I've only played the first couple of chapters, and I do not want to butcher and or spoil anything that I have not personally done. So let's get into the other aspect, something that kind of falls under things that doesn't really pertain to the actual game itself. Well, it does, but it doesn't. So Clan Wars. Okay, as many of you guys know, when Advanced Warfare came out, I was actively involved with a clan at the time named Corrupt Gaming or Pure Adrenaline, whatever we decided to go with. And the clan has since disbanded, and we players have gone their own way, but mostly remain friends and in contact. I still play. Of course, Rob brought me in when Ghost came out. I was kind of in need of some friends or whatever. Not really friends, but somewhere to belong. I like the ability to contribute to a group. So anyway, Clan Wars was something introduced in Call of Duty Ghosts. This was then brought into Advanced Warfare. Previously, Clan Wars only went to Diamond Division, but this year they included a Platinum Division and also Clan Raids. I have noticed that the Clan Wars brought out the worst in players, and if having a hard time and not ready for the Clan War. Campers post up their tents in the closest corner and make sure that they have a village with them. The times played for upper level clans, I can't talk today guys, I apologize, were a little weird, but I like the ability to set rosters and lineups and even edit days before the time playing. I mean, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, honestly, it's just, let's just hold up a sign and say, yes, we understand the kids are home from school now. Let's get into it. No, we don't do that. Okay, rankings. Guys, I'm not one to boast my personal stats throughout lobbies and or social media. I do feel as though Advanced Warfare was the first true Call of Duty title that let me see my true potential for being a decent to good player. I will never rank myself close to the top in any aspect, but felt as though when I entered a lobby, I felt like I had something to prove to myself as well as showing others, maybe not in the lobby, but online. I'm very competitive in life, and as well as in gaming. In every match I come in, I want to give it my all. I want to do good. I want to do, I'm not one of these guys that troll around for anything. I want the ability to do well. But this doesn't mean that I will be the best or even have good gameplays. In fact, it's more rare for myself to have an outstanding gameplay, but it is so worth it enduring all the hardships to just go out and be the reason that your team wins. For years, I've thought that the whole KD ratio was somewhat jaded in the community, where players will go out and camp just for an above average KD. I feel as though this shifted the way people have played. I can tell you that my KD is subpar with being around 1.07, but for me, win-loss is much more valuable in the game. That in the game, this is a team-based game, meaning that you and a group of friends or even a group of randoms go out to obtain the goal, which is to win. For those out there playing domination just to get higher stats, please go in a corner and cry to yourself. Cry yourself to sleep, okay? I don't want to see you guys, no captures, no defends, nothing like that. Go somewhere else. I will not complain about the way people play the game, but will gripe for those who join objective-based games and not PTFO, meaning play the effing objective. As we all know, I've been stating that domination has been my favorite game type for a long time now. Currently, the clan I am in has 2 players that have broken within the top 1,000 in domination, with others, including myself, creeping up the leaderboard. Again, I do not brag much, but I feel when something needs to be said and you are surprised with yourself, there's nothing wrong with being proud. Alright guys, this is going basically, I've kind of wound myself down a little bit. This is definitely giving me a perspective of Call of Duty that I found at basically at almost my prime was Modern Warfare 2. And that was before the whole YouTube thing. And guys, again, I don't ever think that I'm going to be huge. I like making videos and I enjoy bringing someone some, laughs, some fun, some excitement. If it just gets to you during the day, I've done my job. I want to connect to a mass audience, and I want them to be interactive with myself. I feel as though if I do good, I want to share it with the world. So in conclusion, this is basically where we sum it all up and talk about the feel goods and whatnot for the game. And I'm not, and by no means, I'm not getting teary-eyed. It's not that I'm never going to play Advanced Warfare again. It's just the fact that, Black Ops is such a great franchise, great title in the franchise, that I feel it's going to be a while before I get back to the campaign. And I will go back and beat it. But, this is a respect out to the developers, out to the players in the community, and out to just the game itself for bringing something to us that, it might not have been the best title, but it was definitely a lot better in Ghost, and the ability to play and get immersed in the multiplayer has brought a new love for Call of Duty back to me. It felt as though it was kind of slowly dwindling, and this kind of got it up. So, basically, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare was a solid game. Did I think it was the top of the list? No. But I did feel as though it was a solid enough product to be worth the money to put into the game. Needing a refresh within the community, Activision tried many ways to give the franchise the push in the right direction. Some of these things were done well, some fell flat. I say we remember this game for what it is and stop complaining of not just this title, but all titles in general. If it's so bad, guys, don't go to social media ripping the title. Just don't play it. If it's not for you, don't play it. If you don't enjoy it, don't play it. Instead of talking about how bad something is, use that effort and energy and put it into something you enjoy. I mean, in the end, all that really matters is if you liked it or not. And if you don't play it. Play something else. I will take this title with a smile and keep thinking about the fun times I've had with friends, randoms, and clanmates on here. Well, with that being said, guys, I also look to the future for Black Ops 3 and keeping the tradition of the titles of another great first-person shooter of the Call of Duty franchise. So, it took me, guys, I'm kind of skimming through the report I wrote. I used to be big into reporting news for the clan I was in. I was a history major in college, and writing multiple papers daily and having the grasp and knowledge of the English language and literature and the ability to write a good report, I used to take very, very great pride into the articles I wrote. This article and this gameplay, whatever it may be, took me, and guys, I had a little bit of ADHD, so don't worry, but this probably took me a good 30 to 45 minutes to finish writing. It's 4 or 5 pages long now. I wanted to do this game justice before I just bowed out. I'm not bowing out Call of Duty or gaming in general. I'm bowing out the Advanced Warfare. It's time for Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 is hype. I'm excited to play it. Played the beta, and I can't wait to see what the game actually is offering. That being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed Advanced Warfare as much as I did. It's actually a pretty good game, considering all in all. But please, if you're still here, thanks for getting through it all. Thanks for respecting what I have to say about it. If you're not, hey, that's okay. It might have not been enough, or I might just have been rambling on about things about a game that you guys have played for over a year now. I will say this. I appreciate you guys who stick through it and listen. I appreciate all the help, and I even appreciate all the guys who give you that confidence in going in a lobby with other teammates and want you to do well. And, I've developed, Call of Duty has basically given me very good friendships online with some people I consider a couple of my better friends, and that's in life in general. I play with Rob the Boss 21 a lot, and we make videos together. I give him a hard time every now and then, but that's kind of our friendship. We mess around, we talk, we play, and we have been doing this since Black Ops 1. And that is telling you something about the Call of Duty community. You can find something huge. You can even make a living out of this. I mean, it's amazing. It's crazy to me to think that someone's actually making a living off of playing video games for money. But it comes time and effort. I put a lot of time and effort in this, but am I ever going pro? No. That window's come and gone, and that's okay. Will I ever play tournaments? Hey, I'm going to have to look up more information about LAN tournaments and find people around here that want to play with. But you might see me at a couple. I might vlog it. But yeah, guys, I'm going to stop rambling on. I'm going to let this play out. I appreciate if you guys have listened to 30 seconds, a minute, even up to now. I appreciate the listen. I appreciate the views. But I'm not a view whore. I understand that my content isn't going to necessarily bring the masses, and that's okay with me. For those who enjoy the content and enjoy, getting my aspects of things, thank you. But, and But this is the main send-off for Advanced Warfare. This isn't about me, and it's okay. This is just my thoughts and feelings of Advanced Warfare. And if you guys share them, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. I respect everyone's opinion on games. If you have a different aspect, send it in the comments. If you have the same kind of thoughts or you wanted to go more in depth in it, put it in the comments. But guys, that being said, I hope you're enjoying your afternoon. I cannot wait to pull out Black Ops 3, and as of right now, I'm looking at the title. It's downloading. 8 hours and 20 minutes, meaning it is about 3:30, and so yeah, super excited to get into this. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment if you want, and guys, if you haven't subscribed to me, please do so, but only if you want to. Also, check in the description below for my channel, as well as my Twitter. There are other videos, not just Advanced Warfare. There's GTA, there's vlogs, skits, just many more things to come, and also Madden. Been playing a bunch of Madden lately. But yeah, that being said, guys, hope you have a great afternoon. I hope that you enjoyed Advanced Warfare as much as possible. And for guys playing the Black Ops 3 tomorrow, if I see you, good luck, have fun, and don't rage too much. But with that being said, stay classy, guys. I'm out. Peace.
Securing B. Friendly UAV above. UAV in waiting. Bravo secure. Our UAV is online. Enemy taking A. They're hurting. Keep hitting them. We lost Alpha. Enemy has A. Our UAV is online. Bombing run ready for action. Friendly bombing run incoming. Securing Alpha. A secure. Losing C. Losing A. We lost Alpha. Friendly UAV above. We lost A. Securing Alpha. Losing Charlie. Losing B. Alpha secure. Squad, that was textbook.